bench, the number 3 seed, Lindenwood-Belleville Lynx. And on the home team bench, the number 2 seed, Adrian Bulldogs. Let's meet the starting lineups for national semifinal game number 1, beginning with the visiting bench, Lindenwood-Belleville. In goal, a freshman from Killingworth, Connecticut, number 1, Hannah Stone. On defense, a junior from Watertown, Ontario, number 13, Jamie Risley. On defense, a sophomore from Ottawa, Ontario, number 53, Lindsay Gillis. At center, a senior from Virginia, Minnesota, number 15, Alicia Williams. At left wing, a sophomore from Hampton, Ontario, number 91, Marissa Delry. And at right wing, a freshman from Winnipeg, Manitoba, number 26, Kelly Phillip. The head coach of the Lynx is Kat Hanna. Her assistants are Kay Johnson and Kelly Hybert. The trainer is Tim Woodstock. Now to meet the starting lineups for the home team bench, the Adrian Bulldogs. In goal, a junior from Elmira, Ontario, number 33, Dana Colombo. On defense, a junior from Toronto, Ontario, number 4, Meg Arnold. On defense, a junior from London, Ontario, number 44, Jess Harrison. At center, a senior from Waterloo, Ontario, number 66, Kaylee Hardy. At left wing, a freshman from Sook, British Columbia, number 9, Hunter Bosher. And at right wing, a senior from Orangeville, Ontario, number 13, Nicole Parody. The head coach of the Bulldogs is Brett Berger. His assistants are Sarah Shurab and Hannah Griffin. The trainer is Tegan Showman. Ladies and gentlemen, would you all please rise and kindly remove all caps and join me, soloist Andy Storrs, and organist Gary Lichthart, in the singing and playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red flare, the pumps bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Our officials for
number
this
2 versus number 3 here at the Comerica Center in Frisco, Texas. Baza Chavari, Brett Luthner, and between the benches, Casey Roll. Glad you could join us for semifinal number 1 online, a spot in the ACHA Women's Division I National Championship game tomorrow. And Brett, should be a fun one here, a 2 versus 3 matchup, so should be a closely contested matchup. Of course, Adrian College with a sweep to get here in that first round.
There you go, my mic's working. Yeah, the sweep to get here, Lindenwood-Belleville, a little bit more of a twisted route there. I had to go 3 games in overtime in game 3 to get here. And really, Adrian looking focused all the way through. Had a tough go of it in their first round matchup, but still managed to win both games. And in this one, if they could stay disciplined against a Belleville team that had 14 penalties in yesterday's game 3 win over Grand Valley State, this could be Adrian's to win.
So your key for the Lindenwood-Bellevue Lynx is to stay out of the penalty box. For the Adrian College Bulldogs, what would they need to do to advance to the championship game for a second straight year?
You need to pepper this goalie. This is one of the top goalies in the nation. You need to pepper shots early, often. She moves well side to side, so it's not a matter of, if you get her moving vertically, you might might beat her. You have to tire her out. You have to pump shots at her and eventually wear her down by the third.
Semifinal number 1 on the way, won by the Bulldogs as play ensues with the puck. Arnold will dump this one. Doesn't get all the way down as Parody tried to get to it. Finally comes out to the neutral zone, and back to play this is Jess Harrison, but covering it up is Colombo. Between the benches to Casey Roll.
Boz, a number that we should be familiar with. The last 3 years, the semifinals have come to teams who are plus 65 in the regular season. We have all 4 in the semifinals with plus 65, but another number you should be familiar with, 14 penalties for Belleville yesterday, the most of the season for the Lynx and the most of any tournament team by 10 penalties entering play today. So Kat Hanna-Strad trying to shore up against this very vaunted Adrian College Bulldogs team. Boz, back to you.
A very dangerous team on the power play. Special teams going to be important in it, and as we mentioned in the pregame, thank you, Casey, Lindenwood's going to have to stay out of the box, but Hardy will backhand it in, and back to play this is going to be Walker.
Note there, Lindenwood changed early. 30-second shift there.
Trying to keep him fresh. We'll see if also the fact that this is their 4th game in as many days will factor into the semifinal game. Play goes behind the net there. The Bulldogs in the form of Levasseur has it. Battle ensues, and Robinson offering support for the Bulldogs. Number 2 ranked team in the country. We'll come near side to play this is going to be Walker. Up to the hash mark is Fisher's there, but Levasseur will walk out with it as she offered support. Tried to feed a pass into the slot, but was rejected. This one comes out, and we'll have offside as the Dan had the puck momentarily across the blue line.
Starting to see early territorial pressure for Adrian, and this is part of what they need to do. You need to keep it in the zone. Even if you're not getting the shots on goal, but you're keeping that goaltender moving around, it'll help tire her out.
No shots yet in this game. With the puck there is Stelling. Now up ahead, far side in front of the Adrian College bench. And trying to get that one deep, but there to stop that was Donald. Donald circles back around, tried to ring it around the boards, and there to play it was a Bulldog. And into the corner we go. We'll go D to D. Play this is Candido. And for Coleman, turned it over at the point. Shot fired, a glove save. Puck still out in front and finally just hacked that away by McDonald.
That was a good crash in the net and a good net front presence there by Belleville. Just couldn't put that puck home.
Near side hash marks, we have a battle here. Pair of Lynx, trio of Bulldogs. And now coming out of this is Candido. She just backhanded up forward. And this will go down the length of the ice. The Bulldogs have iced the puck.
Yeah, and now we're starting to see what Belleville can do. They might be trying to throw it at the net, crash the net, create chaos in front, which, hey, listen, I mean, there's a good shot there of it. You know, throw it down at goal, see if you can create some chaos in that loose puck. That might be where you find your opportunities against this Adrian team if you're Belleville.
Williams is starting for center, wins the face-off back for the Lynx. Walking this one in, it was Risley. And now Williams down low. Williams circled back around for Risley. She had to soccer it to her stick. And with the puck, Gillis sends us all the way around the boards where Risley will play it back down low and cut off there by Arnold. Top lines for both teams currently out on the ice. Still in the Lynx zone, and Adrian College having issues. Maybe the 4 games in 4 days good for the Lynx as they're rolling early in this first period. Shot on goal. It was deflected wide. Doesn't count as a shot on net, however. Won't be recorded. In front of the Zamboni doors, Candido offering support. Now back to the point. Razi with a shot saved by Colombo with 16:51 in the first period.
Now, Boz, something else, that's the storyline today. Dana Colombo, the most shots she's faced in this entire tournament is 20. The Lynx in this tournament, They're averaging 42 shots a game, which included 55 against Grand Valley State in Game 2. So offense against defense, an early storyline to watch out for.
So far right now, Belleville with all of the shots right now, 2-0, has now come out of the zone. As Fortune up ahead, and Polari tried to get this into the zone, couldn't do it. This one hopped up right in front of the Adrian College bench, and we'll go D to D where Fortune mishandled it. And she'll walk away momentarily with the puck. Back there is Moore being watched there by Fisher. There's a Dan now with it behind her own net. She's mishandled a little bit. The rest it looks like Adrian College, maybe some rust.
Now, this is just an aggressive forecheck by Lindenwood-Belleville right now.
Shot there turned away by Colombo. Zidane now with it. That's their third shot of the game for the Lynx. Angled up and out of the zone, and having to hop over a stick was Walker. Walker will go D to D. Near side for O'Connor. And back the other way in the form of Wilson. Wilson will just get this one deep. Adrian College looking to set something up offensively. Took some weird carom in front. Hardy with a shot that hit the side of the net. Hardy into the far side corner, wraps around for Parody. Out in front, and a save turned away by Stone. Wilson around the near side, face-off dot. And with it down low is Bosher. Bosher will circle all the way around, leaves it inside of the slot, and backhand attempt by Parody. He went wide. Now Parody walks in, sends it sticked away by Hannah Stone. Adrian College right now with all the possession time. Backhand attempt by Bosher didn't reach the net, and the save by Stone. It had to be kicked away.
Yeah, they're starting to make her work there. As this gets sent all the way down for icing. They're starting to make her work, getting her go down, come back up, shift side to side, get the movement going early. We've played 5:07 in this game. And so what we're seeing now is we're seeing Lindenwood-Belleville with the aggressive forecheck, trying to keep Adrian hemmed in their zone, not wanting to let the Bulldogs get the attack mounted, because as we're seeing, they're doing well in the offensive zone sets.
And as Casey mentioned, plenty of shots that Adrian College fired off in their series previously. Levasseur going to win the draw for the Bulldogs and just chipped up ahead. Waiting for it there is Walker. She'll rattle this one around the boards. Trying to play that was Williams. She couldn't handle it. And Levasseur will take it. Goes back to the point. And down low. All the way around. Still a shot by Levasseur. Was looking for Robinson, who was there. Couldn't get it on frame, though, as Harrison pinned up against the boards. Into the pads of a Lynx player. And now with it, Mersick. Mersick turns and fires. And putting the squeeze on it is Stone. And shots are even at 3 with 14:21 in the first period.
Yeah, last minute and a half has been down in this Lindenwood-Belleville end. So we're starting to see a little bit of the possession game for Adrian. If Belleville can get in that Adrian end, that's what we're going to be watching out to see how aggressive they become down there.
Top of the face-off circle, and finally out of the zone. Back to play this, circling back, trying to feed it to her defenseman, and Colombo will squeeze it up as it reaches her in her own end.
And here we go. Belleville has an offensive zone face-off. They were good again in the face-offs against Grand Valley State as well. So this is something, if you get the offensive zone draw back, even if you don't get the goal, let's see what they come out with in terms of attack, in terms of forecheck.
Maybe a couple minutes of panic for the Lynx. They dropped the first game to Grand Valley State and then had to go to overtime yesterday to reach this semifinal game. And sent up, turned away by Colombo. Good pad save.
It was a nice setup. I mean, that was worked out. I was supposed to go back to the D, get something going. Instead, off to the wing, zip a pass into the middle for that quick one-time deflection. That was very well done.
And won by the Lynx. Played as Reed. Now the Bulldogs trying to break this one out. Polari with it. Polari will find what was looking for Williams. And Polari will circle back and leave it for Zidane. Knife down by Williams. Williams gains his own, has Fortune with her. A shot blocker save. by Hannah Stone.
I was the one thing about the aggressive forecheck we just saw, if Adrian can break that first wave of pressure, it's going to allow for those odd woman rushes going the other way, 3-on-2, 4-on-2 possibly. We were seeing that early on in that last little bit there.
Draw one by Dietmeyer. She'll angle this off the boards, and gaining the zone is Drost. Comes here near side, trying to look for a centering pass, wasn't there, and angled off the end boards by Wilson. Finally out of the zone, and the Corrales at her own at the red line was Gillis. This one sent down where Zidane will take it for Wilson. Oh, near side for Perryton. Zidane will just get this one deep, or tried to get it deep. It hit a Lynx player. Camped out at the top of the circle. This sent all the way down, and no icing. That's the ruling. The Lynx still with the puck in the Bulldog zone. Hardy with it, or Hardy trying to maintain possession, or at least try to get it out. It didn't happen. And now walking in with a shot gloved by the goaltender in Colombo.
Now we're seeing early on, that's the strategy for the Lynx, is to get it deep and get their forecheck going on. For Adrian, their goal in the offensive zone is to possess, work it around for shots in the slot, high or low.
Trying to go all the way, near side corner, and out with the puck is Candido. Offering support Leves here. Down Lynx player is, she might have taken a bit of a body hit, body contact we'll call it. Body check in, normally will net you a two-minute penalty. Turnover in the Bulldog zone. And up there applying a healthy collision was Philippe.
Looks like Adrian running almost a 3-2 style of forecheck, maybe 2-1-2 as they do line changes. But once they get the puck or get trapped deep in the corner, you're looking at almost a 3-2.
And after getting up slowly, McAlpine, she tried a centering pass there. It was blocked out here, and Candido laying it off the high glass, and it was gloved down rather nicely by O'Connor at the red line. And we'll just find the blade of Donald, and Donald try to go two lines. Donald up and over everyone as no icing here. Going back to chase it is O'Connor. O'Connor watched by Clark, and now with it is Walker. Walker's clearing attempt was denied. Finally does have some support by the forwards. Has to play this near side is Arnold, who angles it off the board. Coleman gains his own. Coleman fires a shot, gloved, saved by Stone, and she puts a squeeze on it with 11:15 left in the first period.
Yeah, and it's interesting that what I would like to see Adrian do to try to break this pressure is reverse the puck.
And Boz, something interesting to note, Hannah Stone, the freshman netminder for Lindenwood-Belleville, she finished the regular season 9-1 in her last 10 games with a sub 1.5 goals against. The one loss, you might ask, against these Adrian College Bulldogs when she allowed 3 goals, the only time she had allowed 2 or more in that 10-game stretch. An interesting way she prepared before the game. She was actually talking about how she was talking about looking about that last game against Adrian, so something interesting to watch if she deviates from how she planned in the first game against the Bulldogs earlier in February.
Of course, along with that note, a couple of films. She has 2 postseason games that she can also look at, Stone can. Right now the Lynx there's an awkward collision right in front of the Lynx bench. Getting to the puck is Calpine. Here near side for Drost, and sticked away by Colombo, far side corner right in front of the Zamboni doors. The ever adventurous Zamboni doors is now putting the squeeze on it as Colombo with 10:19 left.
Yeah, it's good pressure again by Lindenwood-Belleville. Not getting that quality shot, but causing Adrian to have some problems defending, which is very interesting. We haven't seen Adrian have many problems defending in this tournament thus far, but early on here against Belleville, it's been a little bit of a struggle for them.
So Dan goes off the end boards, and Wilson tied up a Lynx player, allowing one of the forwards, Boscher, to come in and offer some support. The Lynx now have the puck back at their own blue line. Gillis gets us up ahead, but being canceled out there was Reed. Hardy comes away with a puck, and it's given for Wilson, who circles behind her own net. And Wilson up ahead, our side for Boscher. Bit of a transitional game so far through the first period. Parody gives chase, but getting to the puck first was Gillis. Finally lofted up and over everyone, but back to play it was Wilson, as this one's right in front of the Adrian College bench. Over by our own Casey Roll.
Casey getting a front row seat for that action.
Yeah, he probably has the best seat in the house right now.
Boz, you're telling me there's a lot of ice fluttering up, but just want to talk about something that the Adrian bench has been cycling throughout the entire game. They're yelling wheel whenever the puck's in an offensive zone, meaning that the defenseman, or defensewoman in this case, has to go back behind the boards, work the end wall, because Lindenwood-Belleville yesterday against Grand Valley State, they scored both of their goals in the second period after clearing attempts went through the middle of the ice right to Lindsey Gillis, the sophomore who scored 2 power play goals yesterday. So an interesting scenario for Adrian College right now, able to execute that at the first media timeout.
And with that, we'll take our first break. 8:50 left in period number 1. Score still at 0. You're watching the ACHA National Championship on the ACHA Network.
The 2019 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Aries Sportswear, official merchandise partner of the ACHA. Howie's Hockey Tape, the official tape provider of the ACHA. And the City of Frisco.
Back from the Comerica Center, no score between the Adrian College Bulldogs and the Lindenwood University Belleville Lynx at the first media timeout. Well, it's National Women's Month across the country, and for Belleville, this means a little bit more. This is the only coaching staff left in the National Championship semifinals. That's all women. Kat Hanna, the Lynx head coach, in her 4th year as head coach down in Belleville, taking on Adrian College for the 2nd year in a row in the playoffs. And now in year number 4 with this group of graduating seniors who have combined for 525 points and over 150 goals. This could be one of the best chances for Belleville to win their first national championship in Division I play. Boz?
Well, first thing, they're going to have to get by a very able Adrian College team who are looking to avenge a championship game lost last year in Columbus to, well, the Liberty Flames who play in the next game. And we are going to have a stoppage here, and that'll bring us to our first penalty.
And it's going to go against Adrian, I believe, for a trip. And right now, early on, Belleville stayed out of the box, and now Adrian in. And at this point of the season, everybody's dangerous on the power play. And so we'll see the Lindenwood-Belleville power play go to work here.
Absolutely. Penalty comes with 8:28 left in the opening frame. Glad you could join us on the ACHA Network. Boz Echevarri alongside Casey rolled down between the benches. The first save made coming out. 8:24 left, 156 on the power play for the Lynx. A golden opportunity for Lindenwood Bellevue to get on the board early. Brett Luthner also alongside with me. Wilson tried to get this one up. It went off the Zamboni door and then into the netting, which if you paid attention to the men's tournament previous to this, that was all the Always Adventurous board.
Boz, something to keep note of. The Lynx have scored 3 of their last 4 goals on the power play. Lindsey Gillis has 2 of those 3 power play goals.
So far, they've...
Sorry about that.
Oh, and what a save by the defense woman in there in Candido. She was right in that shooting lane, denying scoring opportunity. Colombo having to fight that one off. Scramble in front, they score! 1-0 lead for the Lynx, and they score on the power play.
A power play that was 26.1%, which was 4th in the nation coming in. Gets themselves on the board first. Worked around the perimeter, shot in the net. Remember what I said earlier about the scrambles in front? That's what Belleville wants to try to do. No stick for the goaltender. The shot was up high and the rebound loose and just slammed home. And so,
Boz, it was the captain, Ashley Dietmeyer, who scored the game-winning goal yesterday in overtime against Grand Valley State. The captain coming. And Boz, something to keep in mind of. The Lynx this year, 11-2 when Dietmeyer scores a goal. The one loss, you might ask, against these Adrian College Bulldogs.
Well, right now, Adrian College finding them down by a goal in this first period after the power play goal by Dietmeyer. This one knifed up, and right now a little bit more energy in that Lindenwood bench. Back along their own blue line are the Lynx. Trying to get this one up ahead and finding Williams. Williams, a weird angle shot that was waffle boarded away by Colombo. And now back for Harrison. And D to D as the Lynx will get a change. Change it up the forwards at least. Near side circle. Harrison didn't get out of the zone. And just chopping it up ahead was McAlpine. Finally a turnover behind the net. Good battle at the far side face-off circle. Harrison was looking for a teammate there in Coleman, and Coleman had some trouble with it, but she soccered up ahead. Clark gains his own. Clark walks in, and the shot was turned away by the defenseman in Walker. Defensewoman in Walker.
Should have passed that puck. Especially when you're coming in, you have that opportunity. The lane is there. Maybe if you pull that backhand and slide it across, you'll have that passing lane open. There are different ways to get that puck across. She had a cutting winger with her. That's a situation where I like to see the pass go across. Too difficult of an angle to shoot.
Face-off will come to the blocker side of Stone. Won by the Bulldogs, sent to the front of the net and turned away by Stone.
And to add to that, if it was a 3-on-2, you take the shot because then you can have the potential, inside pad rebound, but not in a 2-on-1.
Someone sent up ahead for Zidane as she was waiting for the puck. Just in good position, and then just dumped on in by Merced. Around the boards finally, and a 2-on-1 here if the Lynx hurry. They have it, breaking out the puck is Dietmeyer. Dietmeyer by herself, she shoots wide of the near side post. Wilson around the board, this one will trickle up and catch some snow, and it looks like it was kept in, and finally out of the zone as coming in was Mercick to try to poke this one back out in front of the Adrian College bench. Getting his zone, Lacusta. Lacusta couldn't handle it. And now turning and gaining some speed was Delray. Only up ahead for Delray. And losing it as Zidane had it. She had to put the brakes on. And it'll go off those end boards for Wilson.
Every time Adrian turns around, there's a black jersey in their face.
Making it hard as Zimba doing a good job to get to this puck. And she gets cut off there by Calpine. Zimba, there's going to be a penalty. I think this might be against, nope, it's going to be against Adrian College, probably a hook. Candido will just touch it up, and the Lynx are going right back to the power play after the hook by, looks like Zimba was the guilty party.
Waiting for it.
Yeah, it should have been Zimba. She is going to skate off, and it'll be 2 minutes in the sin bin unless the Lynx gain that goal that they've scored on the last power play. So far, 1 for 1. That's always a good way to start.
Oh, yeah, always a good way to start. And especially against an Adrian College penalty kill that was 87.5% coming into the tournament. So, it's not like they're a slouch on the PK. The problem is Lindenwood-Belleville, 4th in the nation.
And, Boz, something else to keep in mind of. You mentioned it, that first power play goal today. This is the first women advantage goal that Adrian College has allowed in this tournament. Entered play today, a perfect 9 for 9 on the penalty kill, taking on the best power play unit in the tournament in these Belleville Lynx.
Well, the delay by Brett Berger, he was talking to the officials. I wonder if he was somewhat arguing that maybe Zimba's stick was being held on the other end.
Could make a case for it.
Yeah.
Could.
Well, if you don't hook the player, you don't.
Precisely.
And the shot didn't find the frame there on the far side. That was Dietmeyer who got the first goal. looking for maybe number 2 to double the lead, sent out in front, and a shot turned away by Colombo. In front, they score again! The Lynx with a 2-0 lead early in this game.
Well, again, it's a matter of throwing the puck to the net and then helter-skelter going for the rebounds. And Lindenwood-Belleville doing an excellent job. You see the scramble here after the initial shot, just bouncing all over the place, and finally it hops home. Who got the last touch on it? Just chipped, getting knocked down in front of the net. That's an excellent job that time.
Dietmeyer was there. We'll see who gets credit for this.
Casey's picked the click, if you will.
Lindenwood-Bell.
I just went with a Chicago White Sox reference.
I guess so. I missed that one.
That's a Hawk Harrelson reference there. But yeah, I mean, Casey's mentioned it. You know, she's had all the power play goals, so far, and what their record is when she scores a goal. They gave it to Gillis, but that should change after that review.
We'll see if it does, and we'll send it down to Casey, who has a little bit something more.
Boz, Lindsay Gillis has now 3 of the last 4 power play goals for the Lynx. And just to keep something in mind, Gillis has scored in 3 consecutive games, something she did not do in the regular season. The most that she had scored in back-to-back games is a 2-goal stretch, and that was all the way back in November.
Long season, of course. Players tend to show up in big times, and you rely on the depth of your team to show up in the postseason.
Yeah, you definitely need, at this stage, especially since they had to play a 3rd game yesterday, you need all hands on deck, as it were. And right now, with how aggressive Belleville's been playing in the attacking zone, it's paying off so far.
Pepper and Colombo with 16 shots compared to Adrian College's 7. And we'll go D to D. Far side circle is Risley. Her shot returned right back, and now trying to gain something here is Clark. Clark comes in onside for Coleman. Coleman shoots, and it was in the zone there was Gillis on the back end. So Gillis not only getting a goal, but also doing some work on the back end to make sure that the Lynx make it to the championship game. Of course, they'll take on the winner of Miami, Ohio Redhawks and the Liberty Flames, the defending national champions. This one will go all the way down for icing. And back to Casey between the bench.
Well, Boz, if you believe in trends and if you believe in the scouting report, Dana Colombo for Adrian College entering today, 1-1 against the Lynx, had only allowed 2 goals. Who scored those 2 goals prior to this game? Ashley Dietmeyer and Lindsay Gillis. And just for more coincidence, both were scored on the power play.
A little deja vu maybe in late March at the Comerica Center in Frisco, Texas.
Stay out of the box. I don't know how many times coaches will say it, stay out of the box.
And it's killed Adrian College twice as the battle ensues on the end boards. Hardy will walk out with it. Hardy turns and looking for Parody out in front. She whiffed at the bouncing puck. Coming over as Arnold will just send this back deep. The Bulldogs will have to touch up, and at least coming off the ice was Donald. She needed a change. Hardy, her get it deep attempt, setting right back out, and this one's going to trickle all the way down. Icing waved off, and Colombo will cover up with 2:44 left in the first period.
I would have liked to have seen, you know what, that's the 2nd time now we've seen Adrian, as opposed to taking the puck, going around the net, trying to build up some speed to break out. The defensemen have allowed the puck to roll to the goaltender, Colombo covering up. I don't know if you want to do that against this Belleville team, because they've shown they can provide problems when they're in your attacking end, or in their attacking end, I should say.
Lacusta sent this one on frame, and it'll come near side for Robinson. Robinson soccered it up to her stick, and then it was deflected by the Lynx forecheck. Gaining the zone with speed, Williams. Williams walks in, found the shin pad of Harrison, and now doing a good job to get to it where the Lynx, but it was turned over. Finally up ahead. It went off the lineswoman just in front of the Adrian College bench. And firing this one deep and then pulling off is Mercek. Back below red line, O'Connor Up and out, and a defensive change. That'll go D to D for Wilson here near side. Angling this one off, and icing waved off as getting to the puck there is Polari. Still sitting out in front, scramble, and trying to find it through all the skates and sticks is Stone. She couldn't get to it. This one sent all the way around, and taking it near side was Dietmeyer only momentarily, as the Bulldogs will take it in their own defensive zone. Setting this one up and just wide of the near post. The Bulldogs devise the puck with 91 seconds left in the first period.
Yeah, it's just, you're seeing the pressure that Belleville puts on is flustering Adrian trying to break out of the zone. And in fact, in all three zones, it's flustering them. When they get to the offensive zone, they've been most comfortable, but they haven't gotten there too often in the last, say, 10 minutes.
Shot still in favor for the Lynx. They're up by about 9 shots, 17-8, as we enter the last 84 seconds of the first period. And the corner play goes. Finally back around where Wilson will play it behind their own net. Getting to it first, however, and just getting it deep as Drost. Finally up and out, and here near side is Williams. Taking over and just dumped deep where the Lynx. 3 forecheckers over there. Wilson will take it in front of the Zamboni doors. Finally up and out. And with it now, Walker.
The puck support's not that good for Adrian either in this period.
Walking in front as that shot had to be turned away by Colombo, and the net came off its moorings with 48.5 left in the first frame.
Yeah, it's just, you're seeing the puck support, especially the weak side puck support, is not there for Adrian. And what they got to do is, what I'd like to see the adjustment is drop the wingers down a little bit lower, put a third out on the wall where you can make that short pass. Combine short passes to break out of the zone against pressure like this. Because if you're still going 40, 45 feet for a pass, they're going to be able to step up and knock it right back into the zone.
Yeah, to your point, those wingers are almost at the top of the face-off circle, waiting for that puck to go back to them as Dan circles behind her own net. She got tied up. And we'll have a scrum behind those end boards. Now walking up, and the wraparound attempt turned away by Colombo. Trying to activate from the point there was Walker. Still kept in, and Walker back to the point. Pitchforks this back in deep. And now Hardy and a high slot will walk out. Up ahead for Boscher. Parody gains his own to the last 20. Parody stick handles a shot. Glove saved by Stone. She made it look rather easily. Yeah,
she made it look easy because in that case, Adrian had 3 players all within about 7 feet of each other breaking into the zone. That's where you want to spread out a bit. It just, again, this spot is something Adrian's not used to, and we're seeing them flustered a little bit here in this period.
Also in an odd spot. They don't lead in the shot count either, as well as the scoreboard. This one just backhanded all the way out, and almost getting the handle on that was a Lynx player. Looks like that was Fisher who momentarily trying to get to it. Looks like the Lynx contend as a 2-on-1 almost ensued. But after the first 20 minutes, the Lynx up 2-0 on the Adrian College Bulldogs.
It's just, there's no 2 ways you can put about it. Is the Lynx played a better period than the Bulldogs there. Their pressure gave Adrian all sorts of problems. And really, if I'm Adrian, if I'm going into that locker room between periods, you're making an adjustment to try to see where you can go, which players, who's got to drop, how low they got to drop, where everybody's got to be to get that puck broken out and off the other way. Because, again, with how aggressive Lindenwood-Belleville has been, if you combine quick passes and get quick, crisp passes, get out of the zone, you can find yourself 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s, 3-on-2s.
We'll see if Adrian College can make those adjustments after the first intermission and after the first 20 minutes of hockey. The Lynx are up 2-0 on the Adrian College Bulldogs, the Women's Division I semifinals on the ACHA network. She sent it down to Casey Roll, who'll have has an interview. And Casey, right down to you.
All right, thanks, Boz. Joined by Adrian College coach Brett Berger. Coach, entering play today, your penalty kill unit, a perfect 9-for-9. Already in the first 20 minutes, 2 power play goals allowed. What did you see from this Lynx women advantage unit?
Yeah, we knew they shoot a lot from up top. They got some good shots up there, and they work hard. We got a couple bad bounces there hitting some players and just landing on their sticks. So clean a couple things up. We'll be ready for the second.
In 2 games against the Lynx this season, Dana Colombo has allowed 2 goals against Belleville. Both were scored by Ashley Dietmeyer and Lindsay Gillis. Coincidentally, today, Ashley Dietmeyer and Lindsay Gillis, the 2 goals. How big have they been in this series against your Bulldogs team?
That's for them to say. They're playing well, but we got to step up on our end, and we'll be ready when we come out in the second, when we clean some things up.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Boz?
And with that, we'll be back with the second period after this intermission. The Lynx up by 2 after the first 20.
We're looking for pioneering students, individuals who are truly individual, the type of person who brings uniqueness and originality to campus, the kind of student who can make an impact. If that's you, then we invite you to get to know us. Lindenwood University Belleville. Real experience, real success.
Come on! You know the answer. You studied for this. Come on. Timmy! Come on, Timmy. You got this, son. Pencil to paper. Focus. Come on, Timmy. Focus. Focus. Take the puck. There you go. Skate! Skate! Pass it! You call that a pass? What are you doing? You missed the puck! Come on!
Skating was hard at first. Sometimes I fell, but I always got back up. Now when I'm skating, I feel like a rocket, or maybe a race car. Something really fast. It's my second favorite feeling. Scoring is my favorite. I think I like it even more than birthday cake.
few things that come along that change the course of history. Inventions or developments that reshape society. They usually aren't appreciated at first. In fact, they're often scoffed at. What good will that be?
Hello? Hi.
Surely that can't be practical.
She loves to see you.
But then, slowly, over time, the greatness of these achievements become manifest.
Hi!
Until one day, you ask yourself how you ever lived without them. That's the nature of turning points. They bring us to new roads and new heights. They open doors we never thought possible. So it's important that we go forward together.
I'm here with Gina.
That our growth might not just benefit the great, but the good also. In small ways, and in grand ones.
Dad.
The test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much. It is whether we provide enough for those who have too little.
At Wilson Electronics, we push every day to amplify the power of communication, to connect those who love and those who cannot live without it.
Dallas, Texas, in a stadium that has been sold out for months, the Cotton Bowl.
Notre Dame leading 17-14. 1:10 remaining in the game, and Texas with Street at quarterback. Street gives to the second man for a touchdown for Texas.
The 2020 Bridgestone NHL Winter Classic, an annual celebration of hockey's heritage. Tickets on sale April 23rd. The Cotton Bowl, New Year's Day. It's gonna be a classic.
The Dallas Stars, have put on camps like this, and we're just really trying to build hockey in the communities around Dallas.
Learn to skate and play hockey for free at Children's Health Star Centers. All throughout DFW, kids ages 4 to 14 can join Rookies programs presented by Lexus. Equipment is included and kids will get a free jersey to take home. For more information, visit dallasstars.com/rookies.
coming. Nervous! Let's go!
Hockey heads are special, which is why we protect them with a helmet designed, built, and tested to endure real-world hockey impacts.
And welcome back. Almost in time for period 2. The Lindenwood Bellevue Lynx are up 2-0 on the Adrian College Bulldogs in semifinal number 1 at the Comerica Center in Frisco, Texas for the 2019 ACHA Women's Division I National Championship. And Brett, so far it's been Lindenwood-Belleville for the first 20 minutes. They got 2 power play goals. One from Dietmar, the other one from Gillis.
Yeah, and really what it is it's Adrian not being able to stay out of the box. We said Belleville needed to stay out of the box in the first period. They did. Belleville wanted to get that frantic action in front of the net. They have. And they've gotten both goals as a result of it. Their forecheck has been tenacious. It was Belleville's period. Now let's see, you heard Coach say, got to shore up a couple of things there. The first thing is to have better puck pursuit. Well, that's another thing, but to have better puck presence, to have better puck support in this second period. I'd like to see that out of Adrian. You really don't have to change much if you're Belleville. You played a great first period against an excellent Adrian team. Belleville keeps this up. It's going to be hard for Adrian.
I think defensively too. If you're Belleville. You held the Bulldogs to 9 shots in that first period. Normally, we've called both Adrian College games during the sweep. They've put up about 20 in that first period normally.
But what it is essentially the good defense has been because of a good forecheck. Everything's been down in the Adrian end. There hasn't been too many times where it's gotten into the Belleville end. When it had gotten into the end, you saw Adrian set up. You saw Adrian be able to pass it into the slot. That's what you have to watch out for. If the Bulldogs can gain the Belleville zone, can the Lynx keep them away from the slot? Because that's where the Bulldogs are going to make their money there.
We'll see if that happens in the second period. Of course, the ever adventurous and sometimes gnarly long change, where things can get a little hectic as you're crossing and trying to change off.
Might get a little squirrely play out there as a result of it.
Absolutely. There's been 2 penalties in this game, both against Adrian College, and both penalties have resulted in Belleville Lynx goals. And we'll send it down between the bench to Casey Roll.
Boz, a national championship runner-up last season in Adrian College. It's safe to say they're not used to trailing. The message by head coach Brett Berger after the first 20 minutes, we're just going to play our game and make sure that we execute the way we know how to execute. Berger, who's an assistant coach for Team USA at the Winter World Games, he knows what it's like to be from behind. He overcame a 2-goal deficit against Switzerland just last month in the first period in the semifinal round. So something that he's used to, coaching from behind. And something else that was interesting, it was Bulldogs goaltender Dana Colombo leading the way out of the tunnel, saying, let's just play our game and make sure that we control all the 50-50 pucks. Boss?
The more things change, the more they stay the same, I guess, if you're Brett Berger and Dana Colombo.
Early on, though, we have not seen Belleville attack the puck as much as they did in the first period, which is interesting.
And well, here near side and cutting the angle off there was Donald. Back to play this is Gillis, the second goal scorer for the Lynx. This one sent all the way down, and it will go for icing at 19-14 of the first period.
And Boz, something else this season, you mentioned Lindsay Gillis. She and Ashley Dietmeyer, they have both scored in 8 games this season. They are 7-1, the Lynx are, when both Dietmeyer and Gillis scores. The one loss, as mentioned a bit earlier, that came against Adrian College earlier in February. So an interesting dynamic over the first 20 and so minutes.
Well, I'm sure Lindenwood-Belleville is looking to change that storyline. It would be great here in the semifinal trying to get to the championship game. The shot turned away by Colombo, and it went all the way to the far side boards. And now it'll come back near side from Mersick. Mersick gaining some speed through the neutral zone. She'll walk at the near side hash mark, and it was blocked away there by the Lynx defense. Levasseur gets us up in the slot. Shot turned away by Stone, and it didn't get to the net, the puck. My goodness.
Sometimes the bounces don't go your way, and that's the case right there with Adrian.
The Bulldogs had a wide open net and couldn't convert that opportunity. Back on the other end of the ice. There's a turnover, and now with the puck comes Zimba. Zimba gains the line. Zimba looking to turn, or at least send something into the slot. She'll carry it all the way around here near side, and then she gets checked for her efforts and draws a penalty. And she looks like she's still down on the ice. Wilson turns it over, and the centering pass as still down on the ice is Zimba. She hasn't moved after taking that, and it'll be a penalty against the captain for Belleville. And it looks like that's going to be Dietmeyer.
Dietmeyer took, what, I think 4 penalties in the game yesterday. Casey had to call on that one. But, Casey.
Brett, Ashley Dietmeyer had 4 penalties yesterday. And I just want to point something out. This entire regular season, Dietmeyer had 6 penalty minutes. Yesterday alone, she had 8. And 2 of those 4 penalties turned into power play goals for Grand Valley State.
And so now with the player down in the corner, still being tended to, and everybody will, it looked as though from where we are up here that her feet got tangled up. And her feet got tangled up, and the player got tripped in the corner, but still not a good situation. She might have fallen into the boards awkwardly as she went down.
Yeah, right now it's a 2-minute penalty. And right now the official's also in the official circle. I don't know if they're talking about it, but it was a little bit of an awkward collision that forced Zimba into the boards. And, of course, we're hoping that she's okay, but kind of blocked off. Looks like Zimba is up at a knee right now talking with the trainer, Tegan Showman.
I didn't see a replay either on whether or not their feet got tangled up, or there was a little bit of a shove going into there or whatever. That's what it looked like from where we are up top here. It looked like a little bit of a tangle up and a trip, and just unfortunately in a very bad spot.
So Zima back to her feet. She does need help skating off the ice, but, you know, priorities here. We all hope that she will be okay and maybe even return to the game. But first she'll get checked out, as we do have a look at that.
A little bit of a nudge there. Tried to turn and then got the little bit of the, here you'll see again, she tries to protect with the puck, a little bit of a nudge, and it went into the board hard. And she's going right back to the locker room.
I'm sure maybe the argument, and we'll send it right down to Casey. He does have something as well.
Yeah, Boz, it was a real quiet Adrian College bench. They were hoping to see Zima skate off. She was able to skate off, but under somebody else's help. And it's a big loss if she can't return. One of 2 players who started the season with the NCAA Division III program. So hopefully she's going to be able to get back out onto the ice. The training staff took her into the locker rooms. But now I want to touch up on this power play for Adrian College. Yesterday, 2 for 9 against McKendree, the most attempts they've had all season. They've had power play goals now in their last 5 goals going back to the regular season.
I think Brett Berger, too, he's actually talking to the officials right now, and he's wondering why, I would have to guess that he's wondering why there shouldn't be more minutes and maybe even a major dished out to Dietmeier. He had a long discussion with our officials down at the ice.
I honestly don't think it was a major penalty, major offense. But the number 6 ranked power play in the nation coming into this tournament, overall 22.3%, gets to work. Lindenwood-Belleville on the penalty kill, 91% in the regular season.
Special teams rolling here as Candido couldn't handle it, went outside of the zone, and she'll just find Nicole Parody. Oh, and a good interception there by the Lynx, and turning, or at least momentarily trying to prevent the opportunity of the puck coming in was Candido. She waits behind her own net with 90 seconds left to go on the penalty to Ashley Dietmeier. Parody up ahead now. Parody gains his own, tried to stick handle by, and then Stone just covering it up as the puck trickled to that far side post.
That is excellent defense that time. Lindenwood-Belleville, I believe that was the number 13 of Jamie Risley.
Yep.
Who just, I mean, when you watch that play come in, once they tried to trip the puck through, defenseman, just stand your player up, and she did that well. Just guided her around so that her goalie could cover up the puck.
McAlpine for the Lynx. Levasseur will get tossed from the circle. So we'll reset and do this again with Boscher taking the face off for the Bulldogs. And Risley she gets canceled out there behind her own net. Finally up and out of the zone and back to play it at the red line was Harrison. She circles back a little bit, where Boscher now gains the zone. Boscher, that far side Zamboni doors, puts on the brakes, circles back the other way, and back to the point for Harrison. Harrison being watched, now comes near side, and a cross ice pass, shot, and sicked away by Stone, laid out in front, the puck still in the crease, and finally cleared out by the Lynx. Another golden opportunity that was stymied by Stone.
Very fortunate. That shot actually bounced off the referee's leg and went right back out in front.
A couple of bounces that went Adrian College's way. They just couldn't put the puck in the back of the net. Cut the deficit in half, now laid out for the slot. And in there's Robinson. Valera was there. Now Robinson looks like she got tripped up by the back of the net. And sent all the way up and stick down by Wilson. To the last 10 seconds. Finally gaining the zone and then losing the puck. This one sent up to the last 3, 2, and 1. The penalty had expired as the Dan circles behind her own net.
I tell you what, the Belleville penalty kill still aggressive on the puck when they've had the chance to get to it.
Kept in by Dietmeier. She'll get the change after her penalty, and this one just angled off the backboard, so Dan will take it near side hash marks and decide to let it go for Clark. Clark almost canceled out, trying to fight through. This was Wilson. She just gets it out of the zone and sent all the way back down.
Here comes that pressure again.
And it was 2 Lynx that were there. Good job to get to it was Williams. Williams circles back around, fires where Phillip will play it. And puck's hopped over the stick of Walker. Back with speed. Nice to have someone that has speed like O'Connor if you're the Lynx. Coleman peels out of the zone. And it'll go D to D as Zidane plays it. Zidane up, and it went off a Lynx player in front of the Adrian College bench. Clark gains the zone. It was sticked off. And Dietmeyer now with it. Up ahead for Dross. Dross couldn't handle it. She still skates in as Wilson will go D to D. Good forecheck there by Belleville. For Boscher. Boscher trying to get this one out. Still there, however, is LaCusta. And sent in deep by the Lynx.
Need more players down low if you're Adrian to try to help out, get those passing lanes open.
At least get a breakout going as Williams.
See now, go, boom, zip it across the middle.
And Bosch probably waited a little too long, had a passing lane open there as Parity was open in front of her own bench. On an opportunity, 2-on-1 opportunity, maybe 3-on-1. Gaining the zone, Fisher. Fisher turned away by Colombo. Fisher still in the far side corner. Back to the point.
Good defense, good
drive.
Save.
Turned away by Colombo. But good defense from the Lynx, to your point, creating offensive opportunities.
Yeah, and good defense by Adrian down here in that 2-on-1. Played the passing lane well, allowed the goalie to telescope out, pick off the shot.
Hardy couldn't get to it, and we're going to have a penalty here. This one, it's going to go against Hardy for a trip. And right back on, well, I shouldn't say right back, but finding themselves on the power play again are the Belleville Lynx.
And back to the bench. Yeah,
Olivia Zimba, that's good to see her over there.
Of course. Tells me they probably went back, checked, made sure she was okay. Wanted to make sure there was no concussion at play here. Everything seems fine. Back on the ice.
13:51 left in the second period. They're going to have to kill off a tripping minor. Colombo is getting her, just getting that blocker back on. She's ready to go, so we'll look for the puck drop and the reset. One back by the Lynx. Shot, and it didn't reach the net. Sent to the slot. Finally kept in. And Mersick with a good job there, almost creating a breakaway opportunity, and this one sent all the way down.
Talk about bad bounces again. Now, you leave your feet, it's usually a recipe for disaster, but instead the puck slid right to her stick.
Williams with speed trying to protect the puck. This one just knifed off by Dietmeyer and come all the way around. When Mersick plays it, she didn't get a good shot on it, maybe just trying to get that one deep, but nevertheless, Dietmeyer with it. Walking in, it was a drop pass. Low angle shot sailed through the crease. No one there for the Lynx. And now with the puck is Walker. Walker will go to the top. And sent one sticked away by Colombo. The shot from the top of the ACHA logo. Walker slightly walks in a little bit. Down low for Gillis. Gillis back to the point. Tried to drop it, and Harrison soccers this one up ahead. We're taking it as Williams. Williams with a drive. It wasn't a good one, and then we'll have a whistle as Hannah Stone covered up.
Yeah, she was thinking about letting it go, but the referee blew that whistle, seeing an Adrian player bearing down. I don't know. That's what I would like to have seen a cross. I'd like to see the two players cross. Make the defenseman make a decision as to who they're going to cover, and a little bit of a read. You got the puck, you have your teammate cross under you.
Yeah, and Boz, that's interesting that you two both touch up upon that. Yesterday between Grand Valley State and Lindenwood-Belleville, both goaltenders elected to glove the puck down when there was any bit of a doubt if a defenseman or a forward would be skating into the blue ice. So it looks like Hannah Stone is keeping that mantra here in the second period.
Kind of a rather be safe than sorry type mentality.
Yeah, sometimes though you got to be able to read the play and say, oh, you know what, that's a trip that they got away with there. But, you know, sometimes you just got to read the play and say, all right, fine, I see this coming along, so maybe I can let the puck go over here and my own teammate can come by and get it and start up an attack.
Laid out in front, stick by Colombo. The puck is still in the crease, finally trickles out. And now to get it, as we're going to have a stoppage here.
Net off?
I don't know, I can't really tell from this angle. It looks like it's maybe slightly off kilter.
Yep, it is. So, but to my point before, you cross, get the player coming underneath, and the next thing you know, you have your defenseman coming over, sliding over to try to make that play, and then you see her come over, you make the drop pass over. If not, you take the shot.
Yeah, Boz, I will just talk up upon something for a minute. Yesterday in the game between Grand Valley State and Lindenwood-Belleville, that corner right there, it was that side of the ice where the net came off its moorings 10 times in the first 2 periods. It's been an issue all tournament long, and we've had our first net mooring pop so far.
Oh, a bad giveaway there. Wilson didn't get a good shot off. It just sailed wide of the near side post. Putting on the brakes and circling back around, looking for the stick there. Right now, Lindenwood-Belleville, they're kind of tape to tape right now with their passes.
Net moorings coming off, by the way, that has a lot to do with the referees and how they anchor it. Or actually, they don't in this case. They just come out. It's whoever anchors them. They're putting them down too softly.
A shot that didn't reach the net, as there was the Lindenwood-Belleville defense. Now the other way with the puck coming in is Tehima. Or actually, that wasn't Tehima. That was Delry. Dark numbers, dark sweaters. Kind of tough. There's a collision. Clark slow to get up. That's one glove down by Gillis. Now near side, Drost being watched there by Harrison. And then Dietmeyer was there to cancel out Harrison. Now back to the point. And a shot that looks like it might have found a couple of sticks. We'll see if maybe Casey had a better view on it.
Belleville cycling so well right now.
A couple of deflections in front again, and now circling to it is Arnold. Right now, Adrian College not able to get any kind of offensive pressure. Buck seems like it's been in their own defensive zone for the better part of the second period. This one goes up and over the glass with 10:16 left in the second period.
And it's Belleville's pressure. Really what it is, and to our right now. When it's in the Adrian third, Belleville's forechecking has been so tenacious, and Adrian still hasn't come totally back to offer that puck support to make those quick breakout passes.
Face-off will come to the glove side of Colombo. And the backhand pass just sailed in front, looking for a handful of sticks, maybe deflect in. This one sent high and gloving it down where the Lynx sent in front, and he score! Oh, what a goal it was. McAlpine will get credit for it, and the Lynx have a 3-goal lead.
I think that was put in by Colombo by accident, trying to cut the pass off in front. There was a lane to pass through. Well, the Lynx player cutting down low. I don't know if Colombo put it in her own net or was deflected in, but that was definitely going across. Love to see it again here. There's the puck popped up behind. Battling for, oh, it might have been just a stuffing down low. Here's the wide angle on it again. Glove down, spun around. Oh no, it just went 5-hole. Wasn't knocked in by anybody. It just went 5-hole through the screen.
Oh, that's probably one that Colombo's going to want back.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, a 3-goal lead that the Lynx find them in the semifinal game. Back the other way goes Parody. Parody's had this one knocked off of her stick by O'Connor. Going down, kind of bodies all over there on the end boards. Coming out of this are the Lynx, and this one sits all the way up ahead and went off the blade of Wilson.
Now, I mean, I've played goalie in the past. I've also skated out and played forward in the past. I know as a goalie, if you're competitive, though, you don't like when pucks go 5-hole on you or over your glove side, your catching glove side, and that's definitely one Colombo's going to want to have back.
All right, now the Lynx swarming with a 3-goal lead, out shooting the Bulldogs 26-13. Clark fanned on this, and Harrison will try to get this, but waiting for it at the center was Phillip. And we'll go D to D. Harrison here near side. Up ahead and into the skates of Clark. Clark just dumps this all the way around. Maybe a change of pace the Bulldogs might need it. Of course, immediate timeout coming up shortly. And Dietmeyer just backhand this back out where Harrison plays it at her own blue line.
Here they come again, another wave of 3.
Arnold. And she was cut off there by Clark, and now back the other way. Dietmeyer leads the charge. She'll fire from the high slot. It didn't get to the net, and then coming out as it trickled through was Colombo, and then taking a spill was Jess Harrison. And with that, at 8:32 in the second period, the Belleville Lynx find themselves up 3-0 on the ACHA network.
The 2019 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Barron Championship Rings, proud sponsor and championship ring provider for the ACHA. Warrior Sports, the preferred stick supplier of the ACHA. The Dallas Stars. For tickets and more information, visit dallasstars.com. And Southwest Airlines, the official event airline partner of the 2019 ACHA National Championships.
Back in Frisco, Texas, 3-0 our score. The Lindenwood University Belleville Lynx on top of the Adrian College Bulldogs, 3-0 with 8.5 to go in the second period. Well, hockey is a big way for people to get college educations and degrees, but for Katie Tahima, this means a little bit more. A junior out of Adelaide, Australia, the southern capital of Australia. She traveled 9,759 miles to get education at Belleville. And just to give you an idea of how big Adelaide, Australia is, according to a 2017 census, 1.3 million citizens. Belleville's campus, just over 27,000. Other big names to come out of Adelaide in sports world: Masters winner Adam Scott and NBA forward Joe Ingles. Boss?
Joe Ingles of the Utah Jazz.
There you go. You got a little bit of a Jazz pop there.
Jazz, of course, going to find themselves in the NBA playoffs to begin.
Unlike my LA Lakers.
Well, my Golden State Warriors are in a good spot right now.
Yeah. Well.
Nevertheless, 8:23 in the middle frame. Draw, and walking in was Pilari, and then she had that puck sticked off of her. And this one finally sent out of the zone as it rattles around. Zidane will play it over by the Stars logo. We should mention the Dallas Stars doing a great job of hosting this tournament. Wilson puts on the brakes, finally gets this one out of the zone. No one home for the Bulldogs. Polari with speed. She skates by but lost the handle of it. And Stelling was there laid out in front of the slot. Back the other way we go. Now here near side. And firing this one just off the end boards on the corner was Fisher. Comes near side as Wilson had to wait for the puck to trickle off the high glass. Polari tried to stick handle by a Lynx player there. And walking out with it is Wenham, sent in front and just turned away by Wilson as the puck was still in the slot. Now Coleman, excuse me, that isn't Coleman, that's McDonald. She tried to win the race there, but cutting her off and getting to the puck was Gillis. So far, Adrian College down 3 goals after, as we enter the halfway mark, just past it. Near side hash mark. And finally back out. We're getting to it as Risley sent in front and saved by Colombo with 7:15 left in the second period.
His forecheck continues to be tenacious, and it's the reason why we're at 3-0 Lindenwood-Belleville. To be brutally honest with you, there's no two ways about it. This has been a very good game plan by the Lynx. They've executed it thus far to perfection, and they've stayed out of the penalty box. Dramatic difference in shots, 29-13. Belleville's dominating this game, which is, I think, if anything, that's the surprising part, is you didn't think Adrian would get dominated like this through a period and a half.
Especially with a team that was looking to get back to the national championship. But the 2-3 seed, you never really know what's going on or what might happen, and that's why we do play the game, to see what the result's going to be. Battle ensues behind the Belleville net. Now fanning on the shot there was Levasseur.
That shot's there if Adrian can set it up.
Just a couple of misfires, and this could be a tie game right now. Donald from the point goes D to D, set in front, rolling on it. And then a save by Stone, who right now looks like a wall if you're Adrian College.
I tell you what, as I'm watching, the Belleville defense pair leaves anybody alone that's up in the slot a little bit. If they get down near the blue paint, they go after them. But if they wander hash marks up a little bit higher, they're left alone. And the center has been busy trying to attack the puck. So it's wide open for Adrian if they can set that slot shot up to go for it on a one-timer.
For an emphasis right now at Lindenwood-Belleville. Having a chat with the referees here right now at the ACHA logo. Wonder what they're trying to figure out right now. Maybe a couple slashes. And are we going to have a penalty for a rough?
Something called late.
Well, it looks like Adrian College is going to go onto the power play.
Yeah, roughing is the call.
Flaherty, or I guess that isn't Flaherty, that's Williams going to the bench. And she's somewhat shocked by the fact that she's going to the bench.
Adrian, I think, is calling timeout.
Are they, or maybe they're just taking the extra time? Well, why not use it as an extra timeout if the rest are taking their time?
Well, because it was a very late penalty called, now you're allowed to make the changes for the power play to get your units out there.
Well, golden opportunity for the Bulldogs to climb back into this game. They still have plenty of time to do it, but they do need a goal. Back to Harrison at the top. And she'll send this in front. It went off a stick and into the corner, and Lindenwood's there to send this all the way down.
Looks like Lindenwood playing a diamond on the PK. You know, usually you have your diamond or your small box, large box type of deals. You know, it depends on how far out you want to go with it. Looked like a diamond out of that trip up the ice. We'll see what they got going on here.
Gaining the zone, Levestier. Her pass attempt stymied by the Lynx defense, and finally out of the zone as Adrian College is going to have to regroup. They're still offside as this one went back in, and then the clearing attempt went off of Delry, excuse me. Bosher gains the zone. Bosher at the far side hash marks. Got a stick handle. We've seen that a lot out of Bosher in this tournament. She'll circle all the way around in the zone, and finally dish it off for Candido.
Somebody else needs to be up high.
Bosher right now is pulling off for a change with Robinson. And this one, right now, probably not a great power play for Adrian College. Candido gains his own drop pass here, near side fortune. Couldn't get the shot off quick enough. Is coming over with Stone. Laid out in front, trickling in through the slot, and finally out as fanning on the clearing attempt there was Tahima. Sure probably has a ton of family watching in Australia right now, hoping that they make the national championship game tomorrow. That game's scheduled for 3 o'clock Central Time, but still battle at the Zamboni doors. To the last 20 we go to the roughing minor to Williams. Coming out with this is Risley, and she'll get this all the way down. And that should about kill it for this power play for the Adrian College Bulldogs, and sending this one up. And back all the way down, sent in by Gillis. To the last 2 and 1, the penalty has expired to Williams. She comes out of the box. Adrian College still a 3-goal deficit. Pickpocketing the player there was Tahima. She'll walk to the far side corner and leave it for a defense.
Penalty call coming against Adrian.
And this one sent up, bouncing around, still in front. No one controlling it. Finally, Adrian College will touch up, and they're going to have to kill another penalty. And the Lynx finding themselves with a 3-goal lead. And, well, if you're Lindenwood-Belleville, you don't want to take any dumb penalties with a 3-goal lead.
No, and they have played, I said it before, I'll say it again, it's been a perfect game so far for Lindenwood-Belleville. It continues to be. They had a diamond on the PK that time. Adrian just was all over the place on it, and just, I have not seen Adrian this out of sorts in a game. You know, and I've been at national tournaments now combined for the last 3 years, and I have not seen Adrian ever this out of sorts in a game.
McAlpine, this one sent up but not out, as waiting for the puck and doing a good job of keeping this one in was Gillis. Gillis got the second goal, finally sending this one the length of the ice is going to be Harrison. Stone comes out to play it and get to the puck is O'Connor. She circles back, trying to gain some speed, and this is going to miss everyone. Goes the length of the ice, and icing called, but kind of in the area was McAlpine.
I don't know about that one.
I think she might have won the race, but nevertheless, the women who make that decision said otherwise.
Yes, thank you for being polite about it, boss. I think she did beat it out of it, but you know, the women in stripes deemed otherwise at a face-off in the Belleville zone.
3 3/4 minutes left in the middle frame. Lindenwood-Belleville Lynx finding themselves with a 3-goal lead after playing, actually converting on a couple of power play goals. This one dropped and walking in Misfire there. This one sent back all the way down with 70 seconds left. And the penalty to the Bulldogs. Walker here near side, leaves it for Reed. We try to chip this one ahead, and finally, maybe staying on side, but nevertheless, Lindenwood didn't have possession of the puck. And back in her own zone playing. This is Walker. Rattles this one around the boards. Support there from Reed, and Reed will take it below the red line. Up ahead, cross-ice pass. Here near side for Walker with 2:54 left in the second period. Reed, this one up ahead, getting to it, fanning on the attempt was Wilson. Still kept in and just down deep as it comes around the corner. To the last 20 we go. And right now Adrian College doing a good job of closing out the passing lanes and preventing any scoring opportunities for the Lynx.
Yeah, they haven't allowed Lindenwood and Belleville to have any kind of room to maneuver.
Finally up and knife down near side. Gaining some speed is Williams as the last two expire. And we'll go 5-on-5 with 2:17 left. Barring any penalties, Zidane applies a little body contact there. Of course, no checking allowed. We haven't had a body check penalty as Colombo puts a squeeze on it, a rising shot. It looks like it gave her a little bit of problems with 2:08 left in the second period.
A little bit of problems because she had gone down in the shot, as you had said, it was a rising shot, so it came up a little bit higher on it, caught her up near the mask, but, tracked it all the way. When you can track a puck all the way and just watch it into whatever body part you got to stop it with, it makes it a little bit easier.
Also here watching the game on that corner where play is going on, Liberty maybe scouting a potential opponent here. We're going to have a penalty to the Adrian College Bulldogs again. The Lynx send this one out in front and going to have to play this back as O'Connor, as now they'll play 6 forwards as the goalie Stone came off, sent to the front, and the touch up there, Arnold gives a little shove. Most likely out of frustration.
Yep.
And a trip as going to the box is going to be Jess Harrison. Maybe for the full 141 and some change if Adrian College can kill this penalty off again.
It's the pressure that Lindenwood-Belleville has been putting Adrian under. It's causing the Bulldogs to commit all these penalties.
Face off one back. It'll come near side for Gillis. Sent this, it didn't get to the net. Polari will send this up. It was momentarily deflected, but she got enough force on it to send it almost 200 feet down. And that's how the Lynx will have to regain the zone. Now Gillis, she does gain the zone. Taking a couple of whacks from Polari. The centering pass was cut off there by Wilson. Walking away with it is McAlpine. She had a goal laid out in front, and they score again. 4-0 Lynx.
Power play continues to be a killer. You have to stay out of the box. Lindenwood-Belleville's pressure has caused all sorts of problems, and you can see Belleville take advantage, just crash the net again. Rebound pops loose in the slot. Easy bang home goal. All the defense watching the puck on the near post, and when it popped loose on the far side, everybody had to turn around to identify, and by that point it was slammed home.
Marissa Delry will get credit for it.
Delry just, around the, 7 goals in the regular season, 7 and 15. Now pops one here in this game.
And Adrian College finding themselves in a 4-goal deficit. The Lynx so far, it almost feels like they're running away with this game right now. And speaking of running away is Williams. Williams sends this, it sailed in front of the crease wide of everyone as Colombo just looked at it, still kept in the zone. And wide of the far post is given chase there was Donald. Near side as Boscher leaves it for a defense, up and out by Candido, but also there's LaCusta. Fired off the high glass and in the neutral zone. Boscher trying to regain the zone for the Bulldogs, but getting to the puck first was, I believe that was Stelling. To the last 15 we go of the second period, which has seen the Lynx put up 2 goals. Play goes in the corner in the last 5 of the period. Uh-oh, and there's, looks like maybe that was a little bit worse. Back the other way, and Coleman probably hooked, but the period expired. And the Lindenwood-Belleville Lynx find themselves with a 4-goal lead after the second period.
Yeah, she wanted a penalty call. She kind of, the horn had gone, and then she, I don't think that was a penalty. There was a sweep check at best, and that was it. And so, that again, you know, we've just seen 2 periods, and Lindenwood-Belleville dominate both.
Oh, Brett Berger asking about it. It was well after the horn, as you see the Lynx pulling off after a period which saw their their lead go from 2 goals to 4. And I mean, if you're Lindenwood-Belleville, you got to be very happy with the 40 minutes of hockey you played. And I think like this is if you're Lindenwood, you're smelling national championship game right now.
Yeah, you are. You really are. I mean, it's what we've seen through 2 periods is Lindenwood-Belleville, with their forecheck, completely controlled the play in this game. And again, I have not seen Adrian this flustered in a game in as far back as I can remember watching, seeing them play games. So, for them, they have to regroup, and they need 20 minutes of the best hockey of their lives if they're going to want to do this in the 3rd period.
Well, after 40 minutes of hockey, the Lindenwood-Belleville Lynx find themselves with a 4-goal lead in this Women's Division I semifinal that you're watching on the ACHA network.
We're looking for pioneering students, individuals who are truly individual, the type of person who brings uniqueness and originality to campus, the kind of student who can make an impact. If that's you, then we invite you to get to know us. Lindenwood University Belleville. Real experience, real success.
Come on! You know the answer. You studied for this. Come on. Timmy! Come on, Timmy. You got this, son. Pencil to paper. Focus. Come on, Timmy. Focus. Focus. Take the puck. There you go. Skate! Skate! Pass it! You call that a pass? What are you doing? You missed the puck! Come on!
Skating was hard at first. Sometimes I fell, but I always got back up. Now when I'm skating, I feel like a rocket, or maybe a race car. Something really fast. It's my second favorite feeling. Scoring is my favorite. I think I like it even more than birthday cake.
There are a few things that come along that change the course of history. Inventions or developments that reshape society. They usually aren't appreciated at first. In fact, they're often scoffed at. What good will that be?
Hello? Hi.
Surely that can't be practical.
She loves to see you.
But then, slowly, over time, the greatness of these achievements become manifest.
Hi!
Until one day, you ask yourself how you ever lived without them. That's the nature of turning points. They bring us to new roads and new heights. They open doors we never thought possible. So it's important that we go forward together.
I'm here with Gina.
That our growth might not just benefit the great, but the good also. In small ways, and in grand ones.
Dad.
The test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much. It is whether we provide enough for those who have too little.
At Wilson Electronics, we push every day to amplify the power of communication, to connect those who love and those who cannot live without it.
Dallas, Texas, in a stadium that has been sold out for months, the Cotton Bowl.
Notre Dame leading 17-14. 1:10 remaining in the game, and Texas with Street at quarterback. Street gives to the second man for a touchdown for Texas.
The 2020 Bridgestone NHL Winter Classic, an annual celebration of hockey's heritage. Tickets on sale April 23rd. The Cotton Bowl, New Year's Day. It's gonna be a classic.
The Dallas Stars have put on camps like this, and we're just really trying to build hockey in the communities around Dallas.
Learn to skate and play hockey for free at Children's Health Star Centers. All throughout DFW, kids ages 4 to 14 can join Rookies programs presented by Lexus. Equipment is included and kids will get a free jersey to take home. For more information, visit dallasstars.com/rookies.
We're looking for pioneering students, individuals who are truly individual, the type of person who brings uniqueness and originality to campus, the kind of student who can make an impact. If that's you, then we invite you to get to know us. Lindenwood University Belleville. Real experience, real success.
Come on! You know the answer. You studied for this. Come on. Timmy! Come on, Timmy. You got this, son. Pencil to paper. Focus. Come on, Timmy. Focus. Focus. Take the puck. There you go. Skate! Skate! Pass it! You call that a pass? What are you doing? You missed the puck! Come on!
Skating was hard at first. Sometimes I fell, but I always got back up. Now when I'm skating, I feel like a rocket, or maybe a race car. Something really fast. It's my second favorite feeling. Scoring is my favorite. I think I like it even more than birthday cake.
There are a few things that come along that change the course of history. Inventions or developments that reshape society. They usually aren't appreciated at first. In fact, they're often scoffed at. What good will that be?
Hello? Hi.
Surely that can't be practical.
She loves to see you.
But then, slowly, over time, the greatness of these achievements become manifest.
Hi!
Until one day, you ask yourself how you ever lived without them. That's the nature of turning points. They bring us to new roads and new heights. They open doors we never thought possible. So it's important that we go forward together.
I'm here with Gina.
That our growth might not just benefit the great, but the good also. In small ways, and in grand ones.
Dad.
The test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much. It is whether we provide enough for those who have too little.
At Wilson Electronics, we push every day to amplify the power of communication, to connect those who love and those who cannot live without it.
Dallas, Texas, in a stadium that has been sold out for months, the Cotton Bowl.
Notre Dame leading 17-14. 1:10 remaining in the game, and Texas with Street at quarterback. Street gives to the second man for a touchdown for Texas.
The 2020 Bridgestone NHL Winter Classic, an annual celebration of hockey's heritage. Tickets on sale April 23rd. The Cotton Bowl, New Year's Day. It's gonna be a classic.
The Dallas Stars, have put on camps like this, and we're just really trying to build hockey in the communities around Dallas.
Learn to skate and play hockey for free at Children's Health Star Centers. All throughout DFW, kids ages 4 to 14 can join Rookies programs presented by Lexus. Equipment is included and kids will get a free jersey to take home. For more information, visit dallasstars.com/rookies.
back at the Comerica Center in Frisco, Texas, just 25 miles north of Dallas, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And so far, Brett, it's been all Lindenwood-Belleville as they enter the last 20 minutes with a 4-goal lead over the Adrian College Bulldogs.
Yeah. Not much else you can say about this one. It's been the Lynx completely controlling too. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If Adrian, in the first 5 minutes of this third period, if they can make the adjustment, make the passes shorter, 1, 2, 3 out of the zone instead of one pass and skate, they have a chance to come back in this game. Get into the Belleville zone, set up that high slot shot. It's there for them if they can get into the zone. The problem's been is that they can't even get out of their own end in the first 2 periods.
Brett Luthner, Boz Echevarri with you on the call, and we thank you for joining us on the ACHA Network. A little bit from Casey Roll, and a little bit he's between the bench right now as the Adrian College Bulldogs are waiting to come back out on the ice for the last 20 minutes, or potentially the last 20 minutes. Of course, a very long road for the Adrian College Bulldogs to overcome if they're looking to get to another championship game.
Just keep it. Hey, you have to make the adjustment. So don't. There are times when you can sit there and say, all right, let's just keep playing our game. Let's keep playing. And there's times like, look, our game hasn't worked through 40. This is the adjustment we have to make. Let's get going.
So we'll send it right down to Casey Roll. We'll have a couple things from the intermission.
Thanks, Boswell. It's 40 minutes in the books, and it's 20 more minutes for Lindenwood-Belleville to clinch a spot in their first championship game. But coming out of the locker room, Adrian College doesn't look like a team that's down 4 goals. They're energetic, they're jumping. They've been in a position like this before. Runners-up in the national championship last season. They've only lost to 2 teams, Liberty University and these Belleville Lynx. But on the season, Adrian College, in their win against Belleville back on February 10th, they trailed after 2 periods. And another caveat, the one time Belleville has lost all season leading through 2 periods was against Adrian College.
We'll see if the storyline stays the same or if Lindenwood-Belleville can change it. Of course, 20 minutes, we still have to figure this one out. Plenty of time to write that story.
Right.
But that being said, the Bulldogs have their work cut out for them. Draw off the face-off, one back by Harrison, and near side was looking for Candido. It wasn't there. Now Williams giving chase. Stone's going to cover it up as maybe a shoulder being applied.
Early statement of intent there. That is one of those, do not come near my goaltender.
Stay away from our goaltender. That's their championship. Jamie Risley not happy with anyone crashing in front of her goaltender.
Listen, Risley's played a really good game tonight, this afternoon, I should say.
Yeah, welcome you on this Saturday afternoon, at least here in Texas. And I think if you're watching, it's afternoon all over the country right now. Candido tried to soccer this one up ahead. She couldn't do it, as now the Lynx will go the other way. There's McAlpine. McAlpine comes near side circle and then cut off there by Arnold, as Arnold will try to soccer it up ahead. Couldn't do it. Finally just back the other way as she kicks it up to her stick. Didn't get to Candido. She was all the way at the top of the face-off circle. And Harrison just jabs at it. Williams will carry it out from below the red line. Finally up, and it was off a Lynx player, still in the zone, and finally out by Harrison as she chips it up ahead. No icing here. A couple of opportunities for the Lynx to touch it. They couldn't do it. And under the boards, hard to lead to charge. Actually, that's Polari who couldn't handle it. And then looking far side there. And the Lynx have iced the puck. And down to Casey Roll between the bench.
Boz, the message by Lindenwood-Belleville head coach Kat Hanna. Energy, energy, energy. We're playing to win, not to lose. Up by 4 goals, a chance to make it to the national championship on the line. And these next 18 minutes and 57 seconds, they may feel like an eternity, she said, but just play our game, and we're going to get to where we have to go.
And right off the face-off, Stone will cover up with 18:55. It should be noted that the shot ratio in favor for the Lynx by over 2-1 right now.
32-15 overall, and really it has. Now it's 32-16, so now exactly 2-1. But There hasn't been much to indicate whether or not Adrian yet is going to find their way back in.
Setting the lane through the ice, it's rolling around, and plugging it is Colombo.
So that's a situation where, as a goalie, hug your post, take the knee, and see if it's going to slide by. If it slides by, you're not going to touch it. It can still go across your crease and be an icing.
Well, Casey, I know you're down there, and thanks for picking up the notes off the ice. That was a marvelous save down there.
Boz, I'm 6'2". If I don't have enough arms to make that play, I don't think I ever will. But you talk about some notes. Dana Colombo, 4 goals allowed. That's the most she has allowed all season against the playoff team in this bracket.
Just wondering if you had to pick that one off the ice for that one, too.
You give Casey an opening, he's going to dive right through.
Well, glad you got that back before play started down there. And Zidane will play it at her own blue line. Back the other way we go. Mercick couldn't gain the zone, as right there stymieing that attempt was Walker.
See, that's a sign of a good goal scorer. You find that little avenue, you get in there, you score a goal. That's Casey. Casey scoring the goals with the notes there.
Well, making the save on it, too, so he can use it. Back the other way, and a save. That was turned a shot by Levis here. And off the boards.
Picking up the scraps, right, Casey?
I guess so.
Well, you know, Brett, I'm just going to say I was asked by somebody in a hotel lobby yesterday if I played for a team. And then I pulled out the pieces of paper, and they said, oh, so I'm guessing you don't play hockey then. My response, I can't skate 10 feet if you paid me $100 to go in a straight line, or if you could pay me or if I could get a free meal. I still couldn't skate 10 feet on the ice. So, I mean, I'm not sure if it's picking up the scraps for a goal or just picking up scraps because I know I'm going to get a yelling at if somebody trips over a piece of paper.
Well, you almost got a stick for your report down there. You guys got to be careful. Gaining the zone, Adrian.
Casey front and center.
Sticked away by Hannah Stone as play goes into the corner.
And the impressive part is he didn't flinch. Keep that in mind, too.
I wonder if Casey would be okay with a couple of stitches after this tournament down there.
It's called going for repairs.
A couple of great trainers, too, maybe at the ready.
Boz, I'm a play-by-play guy, so this is different from what I'm used to.
We'll say Casey's on assignment for the game right now. 16:48 left in the third period, up ahead. As right now, Adrian College keeping the Lynx out of their zone and stymieing the opportunities the other end. Wilson plays it blind, and then she loses an edge down at her own end. Hardy tried to chip it up ahead, couldn't do it. And back the other way, trying to get to it more. And then now where the puck goes, Bosher, she chipped it in deep. No icing. Is back to play. This is Risley. Back the other end, up ahead, and hopping over the blade there, but it didn't look like it went to Drost. Well, she's canceled out near side by Fortune. And gaining the zone is Hardy. Hardy walks in. Goes wide, and a save by Stone with 16:04 left in the third period.
I tell you what, it's been more of the same. Just haven't seen Adrian be able to construct enough danger in the Belleville zone.
I know that you mentioned in the second period trying to get some shots from the high slot, and Adrian College hasn't been able to set anything up there as being her ass's parity. She'll circle around, walk down, and a shot. Super officer, oh, a save by Stone point blank.
Well, it was there, and then they got robbed at the other end.
Back the other way go the Lynx. Levasseur trying to get this one out of the zone. Just sent back deep from the point as Arnold tries to play this. Chips it up ahead. They didn't get up to the circle, and there to pick it up is Parity.
That's going to be something to look at the next whistle because that was just an amazing save.
And a Stone up to the task currently. Parity couldn't touch it. This one's going to go down the length of the ice for icing. And the Bulldogs have iced the puck with 15:20 left in the third period.
This was a tremendous save made. There's no two ways about it. I don't know if we have it racked up, but that was the slot shot was there, the rebound was there, everything was right, and then just a big pad save. There's no two ways about it. That's what Adrian needs to do, though, is to get that opening in the slot. It's there.
D to D, this one sent in the length of the ice. This will go for icing once again. as winning the race to it is going to be no icing, I guess. Not sure why. Yeah, I'm not sure why that got waved off, but back coming here near side goes Reed. She puts on a circle. This one cut off by Williams. Williams walked in. Williams with a wraparound attempt. Puck sent to the slot. Penalty would come against the Lynx. Sent to the front of the net. Williams goes to the far side hash mark. Circles, sends it down, and Lindenwood will touch up for the penalty at 14:47. And it's going to be interference that will put the Adrian College Bulldogs onto the power play.
Yeah, it's hard work is what created this penalty. You know, a little bit of disbelief right there. I love when the jerseys are tucked in. 96.
Yeah, that's going to be Haley Fisher, who's guilty of the infraction. And right now, a wonderful opportunity for the Adrian College Bulldogs to at least start their climb back to tie this game.
Yeah, you have to start somewhere. Again, diamond, if it's a diamond PK, the high slot is still open.
One back, Candido fires from the slot. Oh, it rattled in front. Williams with the puck. Walks up by the circle and just get this down for Parody. From the hash marks up to Candido. Drive! Deflected in front and finally backhanded, but hit the outside of the net. Now Fortune walks low. Leaves it for Hardy, and she couldn't handle it. Parody near side. She'll leave it for Hardy. Hardy taking her time, looking for a slot. Ooh, and Fortune was there far side, but couldn't hammer it home.
I think she was a little bit surprised about that pass coming across.
Well, Hardy on the long end as 40 seconds have elapsed on the penalty. Parody walking in. Hardy with a shot saved by Stone. She squeezed that near side post to keep this a 4-goal lead for the Lynx.
They're starting to get their opportunities. There's passing lanes that are starting to open up. Once they get dots on low, you're starting to see some passing lanes open. Use the point, go back, put it down low again just to spread out the defense and get your passing lane set up.
One in the corner up to the point and trying to chip this one in and successfully doing so. Assisted by Boscher all the way around and playing it far side is Wilson. Activating from the point as she lost it in her skates and just back up to that far side hash mark for Levasseur. She couldn't handle it. But right there to offer support was Wilson, and she was harassed as the puck trickles out into neutral ice. And still at neutral ice. This one sent up and into the Adrian College bench with 45 seconds left in the penalty to Fisher.
Yeah, it's just, this is the best little spell of zonal possession that we've seen Adrian have since the first period. But still, outside of the one dangerous opportunity, which drew a great save, there hasn't been much really for this power play to speak of.
Tangle in front, the puck on the Bulldog blue line, and it'll come near side for Robinson. Robinson up ahead, does find Polari as she skates in. Puts on the brakes and a shot into the Lynx defender right in front of that passing lane. Now Boscher walks behind the net, and she's going to circle around as she normally has. Boscher still with it on her backhand. Now he leaves it for Harrison. Harrison with a shot. It didn't get to the near post. It was deflected by an errant Lynx stick. I was trying to find Harrison. It was off target there. It's trying to pull around as Boscher. Boscher circles around, and now there's 3 Bulldogs with the last 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then the shot from Harrison, squeezed by Stone, as a couple of Bulldogs crash in the net.
And the first mistake that I've seen out of Belleville, one of their players had lost her stick, so skated to the bench, thinking it was a good time with the puck tied up along the boards. Well, right when she started skating to the bench, the puck got loose, and it turned into a 5-on-3 momentarily, but Adrian not able to capitalize.
12:46 remaining in the third period. Adrian College searching for the first goal of the game, trying to make what kind of right now seems like a monumental climb. And now near side with the puck, a 2-on-1 if the Lynx hurry. Carrying it in was Tahima. Leaves it, and a backhand attempt that was saved by Colombo. The attempt there by Dietmeyer looking for her second goal of the game.
If we have the, did you see the, I guess you call it a moving pick. And that was a 2-on-1, and you had the one Belleville player literally set up a moving screen for the shot, for just basically a skating lane to go through.
Zidane met in the corner there. Puck still over there, trickled out, and trying to get support there was Clark. She couldn't get to it in time, sent in the front. That was wide of the net. And back to play. This is Donald as she was looking for a D-to-D pass. Probably defensive spacing was a little questionable there. And now Clark cut off by a teammate as circling back the Lynx, as that's going to be Lacusta who handles it in her own zone. And this one kind of deflected and cut off there by the Bulldogs, but the Lynx finally get it out of their zone. Coleman, this one cut off as Dietmeyer gains his own, walks up to the high slot and fired to the far post as it wasn't on target. This one up and out of the zone, getting this one deep, and the Lynx will have to get onside. Gives a chance for the Adrian College Bulldog forwards to get a little change. As now Fortune gains his own. At the top of the circle, walk into the slot, and then a good defensive poke check there by Gillis denied the opportunity for the Bulldogs. Stone goes behind her own net to carry this, and she'll just wait, be content with that as 11:20 left in the third period, and just pitchforked up. Or Wilson will play it, and she walks in and was met by a trio of Lynx, so she just sends this to the corner. Fortune centering pass was deflected, and there to pick it up, and then cutting that clearing attempt off was Wilson. But the Lynx all over it. Regaining the puck at her own blue line was Hardy, and goes near side for Wilson. Wilson rattles this one around the boards. Peels, maybe thinking peeling off for a change. She's been on the ice for a little bit. And now with the puck, Boscher. Boscher watched there by two Lynx, then takes a whack at Reed, and Reed still with the puck strong. Handling it near side for Phillip. And then gaining the zone was McAlpine, who already has a goal today. And a turnover here sent, missed the post.
Yeah, no, again, this aggressive forecheck when it gets in the zone. Although now Lindenwood-Belleville not as aggressive, only sending 2 up as opposed to 3.
Levasseur tried to, and she took out the lineswoman there as Levasseur kind of went down awkwardly after that. She's offside, and she picks up her stick as Harrison had to just dump this one in.
It's never good when you're wearing the stripes to be caught up in the wash, so to speak.
Arnold get a good pass off. It was cut off there by the Lynx, and gaining the zone is Delry.
Those long passes, again, just not working. They haven't worked all game long, and still Adrian trying those home run passes, if you will.
Polari now with it, cross ice, and does find Candido. Candido will gain the zone. She soccers it up ahead. A shot that was cut off there by O'Connor, and right now this Lynx defense is not allowing anything to get to Stone. Although this shot, it didn't get to Stone. It was well wide. And then getting tangled up there was O'Connor, and O'Connor will take a bit of a cross-check for her efforts as the puck somewhere in that vicinity. And then play halted with 9:20 left in period number 3.
And we should be getting our immediate timeout now, barring penalty or anything.
Well, the puck was frozen, and I guess we won't.
Never not.
I'm sure if you're Adrian College, you would love immediate timeout right now.
I'm not sure why. I guess somebody lost track.
Of course, time not in your favor if you're Adrian College. 9:20 left. The shot count 14 of a deficit. And this one sent to the front and a save by Stone, and she got as big as she can, and then a scramble. And we will take that timeout with 9:13 left in the third period. The Lindenwood-Belleville Lynx still find themselves up by 4. You're watching the first semifinal of the Division I Women's Championship on the ACHA Network.
The 2019 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Budget Car Rental, the preferred rental agency of the ACHA. Hogan Transportation, official tournament partners of the 2019 ACHA National Championships. Edge Protect, protecting goalie skate blades since 2004 and official sponsor of the 2019 ACHA National Championships.
Comerica Center. 4-0 our score. The Lindenwood University Belleville Lynx on top of the Adrian College Bulldogs. 9 minutes, 13 seconds remaining here in the third period. Well, as we went to break, Lynx head coach Kat Hanna had said we're supposed to do, and we're playing our game. 10 more minutes separates us from the biggest stage we've ever played in, and against the number 2 Adrian College Bulldogs, runners-up last season. It just makes it that much sweeter, but the message from Kat Hanna, make sure you're a brick wall, and right now it's been Hannah Stone who's been stonewalling these Bulldog scorers for the first 50 minutes.
Of course, I mean, we talk about Stonewall, one of the great generals in the early.
Stonewall Jackson.
Stonewall Jackson, yes. A little history lesson during the ACHA National Championships as the Bulldogs looking to climb out with 9 minutes left, as the Bulldogs were offside, and then the shot that won't count. I mean, can't really fault the lineswomen. Nope. She was yelling it the whole time.
Yep, nope. It's just a matter of just out of sorts. Continue to be out of sorts.
Well, I think right now Lindenwood-Belleville asking maybe why there wasn't a sportsmanlike after. I think that was Coleman who shot the puck after she was.
Yeah, I understand. Everybody's trying to get every little advantage. I'm not worried about it too much.
I feel like if they did call, that was a little touchy.
Yeah, I just let it go.
Anyway, play resumes with 8:52 left in this potential final period. That would need to include Adrian College putting up 4 goals in the last 9 minutes. Coleman fires this one deep, and Karam's off the boards. Stone had to handle that just momentarily.
Put up 4 goals in 9 minutes against a goalie who I don't think has given up 4 goals in back-to-back games all season. And the way she's been solid tonight, that's a tall order.
Yep, absolutely. But still, you still got to try to at least accomplish the task.
Yeah.
And I think Adrian College, still doing what they need to do to try to figure out Hannah Stone.
Well, the first order of that business is getting the puck in their zone.
Which right now they're having some issues doing that as the Lynx still applying pressure and being canceled out there. Maybe hooked it a little bit was Boscher. Back and then being cut off there was Risley as Adrian College trying to keep the puck in their offensive zone. This one angled up and out and winning the race with plenty of speed. There was, I believe that was Marissa Delry. Back the other way we go. Candido takes a couple of whacks as she exits the zone.
No centering pass off.
Nifty move there, and then it gets canceled out. She draws a penalty, and that's a good shift from Candido. It's
an excellent move from Candido,
too. Almost Connor McDavid-esque.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of a toe drag to step through, and once she got that one angle, forces the player, the Lindenwood player,
who's Kate Tahima.
So she forces Tahima to just basically haul her down.
Yep, and that's what the call is. You saw that on the replay. So the faceoff will come to the blocker side of Hannah Stone, who, for her parts, is pitching a shutout. Monsieur momentarily won it, and then it was all tied up. Finally, still at the faceoff dot, and then digging this one out was Mersick. Although we haven't. Olivia Zima did come back to the bench, but we haven't seen her on the ice since she's come back. Wilson with a shot there that found the skate of Ashley Dietmeyer. She's kind of been a spark plug for these Belleville, excuse me. And Adrian College with all sorts of problems on the player advantage.
I tell you what, they have not stopped aggressively attacking the puck. I mean, you see even now with one person, with one forechecker up high in the hash marks, you don't see that often on a penalty kill. Somebody sitting up there like that.
I'm sure Belleville perfectly fine with running time off the clock. Up ahead, Levis here. She chips it up ahead for herself. Now from the far side, face-off circle, and it was cut off there, and they score! The Bulldogs back in, and it's a 3-goal deficit.
Oh, that's just cutting to the net, finding open space and putting it home. And you got to start somewhere. And this all comes on the power play. We said Lindenwood-Belleville has to stay out of penalty box. But this one, it almost looked like Adrian wasn't going to be able to get into the zone. Then they finally do on a bouncing puck, and here's a wonderful, actually it kicked off of a leg. The centering pass was broken up, and it kicked right back. Here's the pass. Boom, kicks off a leg right back in, follow it up. There's your first one.
Follow your pass. Maybe look for a rebound off the shot or just deflects off a defensive player's leg as it did there. But Adrian College not going away as they find a power play goal. And Britt Levasseur going to get credit for that. And Polari, who was pumped up after, and there's going to be a penalty against the Lynx again. A shot that's turned away. I don't know if that was on target, but still there to answer the call was Hannah Stone. And immediately after scoring a power play goal, the Bulldogs find themselves on a power play once again.
And what's been so disciplined for the first two periods, now all of a sudden, back-to-back penalties. This is cause for concern if you're Lindenwood-Belleville.
And we're going to have a timeout. The Lindenwood-Belleville Lynx going to take that.
That's an excellent timeout. That really is.
I feel like right now, if you're the head coach for Lindenwood-Belleville and Kat Hanna, I think this was a stop the momentum type timeout.
This is settle your team down. You can see her pointing to her head. You got to be smart about when you're going after everything. And that's really, they've been smart for, really 52, 53 minutes, and it's gotten away from them the last couple. Adrian scores another goal here. This is certainly game on with a lot of momentum on the Adrian side.
Yeah,
and where did that first goal come from? Down low after a slot pass.
We'll send it down to Casey, who might have heard some stuff going on in that timeout.
And Boz, Adrian College right now, they still have the energy of a team that's only down by one goal, if not tied. And with 6 minutes, 10 seconds to go, there's still a lot of time for a Bulldogs team who was one of the top scoring teams in the CWHA. And that last goal for Britt Levasseur, her 6th power play goal of the season, it leads the team.
And maybe hoping for another power play goal. Should be a note, we did see Kat Robinson kind of take off toward the locker room.
Has everything to do with equipment. The way she was running.
This one sent up, and it didn't get to the net there as Levasseur, who got the goal on the last power play. So much for me saying that it was it almost felt like it was a dead power play for a while.
Yeah, it did.
And the breakaway opportunity led to the goal as Levasseur now handles it below her red line, up ahead to the blue line, and now gaining some speed is Boscher. Boscher gains his own, takes it to the far side circle. Shot glove saved by Hannah Stone. She didn't like what was coming her way.
Like to see that shot stay low. Stay low, force it into the pads, create a rebound situation.
Of course, when you have a rush like that, hoping for players to crash the net, sometimes a worried goaltender with players crashing in causes a little bit of a panic.
Right. Especially when you know there's going to be traffic coming and a shot all of a sudden comes low, you have to think about the players crashing. You have to think of it, and I better steer it this way or that way, and it ends up being a problem.
Well, the Bulldogs win the draw. Now Zidane will take it from the point. Goes near side for Wilson. And down low, was looking for McDonald, but it was an errant pass. But McDonald there to offer support. And the puck kind of in between a couple of skates right now, trying to dig it out is Williams. Again, I'm sure Belleville perfectly fine with time running off the clock right now. Kind of their friend, but I'm sure that they feel at times a little slow right now.
Of course, you always feel, on the leading end, the time's always slow. On the trailing end, the time's going too fast, and it's been timed sports forever.
Oh, and this one hopped over the stick, and now trying to win that race as Wilson's there, but getting to it first was Dietmeyer. And then Dietmeyer pulls off. Now Wilson was looking for Polari, but it was an errant pass, and this one was looking to send it all the way down, but Dan was there to stop that attempt. Now near side for Wilson. Hopped over her stick where Levasseur would play it, and then Wilson had this one cut off by Delry. Delry with speed. Delry trying to find it. Maybe a wraparound attempt. She pulls off into the far side Zamboni doors, and she's still with the puck on this kill with about 5 seconds left to the last 3, 2, and 1. And that penalty has expired. No goals given up by the Lynx. I think Candido maybe slightly hooked, but not enough to warrant a call as Levasseur now walks in. Had this one knifed off of her stick and whacked. Candido trying to keep possession for the Bulldogs. And there to keep it is Delry. And then Delry takes a couple of elbows from Arnold. A couple of shoves back as they separate. This one pitchforked up ahead. And getting to it is going to be Williams. Williams, a shot and a glove save by the goaltender Dana Colombo.
And, you know, 3:37 down by 3. Adrian needs to get a goal on this rush.
I think right now you don't even think about pulling your goaltender with a 3-goal deficit.
You can't. I mean, they might. They might. I've seen it happen before, and I've seen it help out before. About 4 or 5 years ago, the Detroit Red Wings pulled their goalie with 5 minutes left, down by 3, came back and tied the Kings, eventually won that game.
This one caromed off the end boards. Bosher will just get, no, she'll get this one back and try to get this one out and start a breakout. Well, she was looking for Hardy. It was kind of in her skates and then whiffing on the dumping attempt were a couple of Lynx players, but they do carry it in. And Zidane will take it as she's being watched here by Delry. Still out now with Williams. She chips it back in and around the end boards. Now to grab it is Fisher. A couple of Lynx players, a couple of Bulldogs, and then some trickling out and then stick aside by Bulldogs player. To the last 2:53 we go as the battle comes over by the hash marks. And right now, Zidane and the rest of the Bulldogs can't even get out of their zone.
Again, being swarmed. That was an excellent shift there by Lindenwood-Belleville.
Zidane trying to get this one out, finally does, and it was sticked slightly by LaCusta. Down near side, taking it around blue line. Donald, Wilson. And this one sent down, and the Bulldogs have iced the puck with 2:23.
It's going to be tough going. You know, it's not over till it's over, and shots in this third period, 8-3 in favor of the Lynx. And Adrian's going to call timeout here. It's not over till it's over, but some may say that the bus is warming up.
Right now, it looks like it was a well-called timeout by Kat Hanna over there on the Belleville benches. Ever since that timeout, everything's been right back in the Belleville bench.
Yeah, and you know what? They stopped being overly aggressive trying to get the puck back. And they just said, all right, fine. You know what? What's gotten us here through 2 periods, 2+ periods, has been we've forechecked hard, but we haven't tried to go crazy getting the puck. We've stopped the players and forced them to make the errant pass.
Casey between the bench.
Boz, the message by Kat Hanna, 2 minutes. There are 120 seconds remaining between us and a national championship appearance. Just keep doing what we're doing. And right now, the only question is, when does Adrian pull?
I'm going to call it 143, not quite 120, but
yep. 143 seconds.
That's just the math major in me.
Semantics.
To the last 2:15 we go as this puck angled off the high glass. And the Adrian College Bulldogs just can't even get the puck out as it comes right back into the zone, being carried there by the Lynx. And Fisher was stymied, and now the net comes all the way off.
Okay, and so now I'll go back to this thing I was starting to say in the first period. All right, this is only the second time the net, or second or third time the net's been knocked off the boards. First time like that, and it all has to do with how they're placed down. Oftentimes, some people put the pegs down and just drop the net right on top of them. Some guys will put the pegs in first, let it fall down. Me personally, I was one that I put the peg down first and dropped the net down. But that force of the net dropping onto the peg is what causes the hole in the ice a little bit that the peg anchors to. They don't do it. They haven't done that here. They've just sort of gently placed it down. That's why these nets aren't quite down as much.
Well, this one brought in back by Lindenwood, so play onside, and now Williams goes below the net. To the last 141 we go. This one laid back behind, and Bosher will play it from the corner. Tried to centering pass, it wasn't there, and then tried it again, and it was blocked off by the Lynx. Kind of dangerous a little bit. And Bosher was there, this sent to the slot, no Adrian College players there. Now try to circle him back. is Williams.
And the answer to Casey's question, there will not be a time where they pull the goalie. Or at least it doesn't seem.
Oh, now gaining the zone there is Williams. Cut off his stick lifted. Now Polari tries to handle it. To the last 70 seconds we go. And hopping over the stick right now, if you're Lindenwood-Belleville, I think you're okay with not being able to have the puck on your blade right now.
Yeah, just get it. Neutral zone, dump it in, go off for changes, and Belleville knows, Lindenwood-Belleville knows they're going to the national championship game tomorrow afternoon.
That game, of course, starts at 3 p.m. Fortune battle in the corner. To the last 40 we go. Trio Bulldogs is they looking for at least one more goal to end this game. Back to Zidane at the blue line, sends it and blockered away. Still left out in front, it trickles in, they score! 29-8 left, and it's a 2-goal game.
Well, not going away, Adrian. They're going to go down kicking and fighting all the way through. Again, good goal mouth presence here. Shot on, save in the slot. There's a little poke home for the rebound. It's the one weakness in the Belleville defense here today is there hasn't been any presence in that slot to tie things up, but it might be too little too late. They're going to pull the goalie now. They're going to pull Colombo now for an extra attacker.
Whoa, look out. Polari on the Adrian College bench got caught up a little bit. She finally does get out on the ice.
She's extracted from the bench there.
There you go, right in front of our own Casey Roll. Face-off won back by Lindenwood. Belleville as the Bulldogs are offside. Zidane angles one back in, and then Parody tried to get this one deep. 17 left. Back to just pin against the board is Risley. The puck still below, sent out, looking for a centering pass. Not there, and this one sent in the length of the ice. The last 8 we go. Lindenwood-Belleville's ecstatic as this one is iced. They'll have to wait for that celebration coming off the bench as it'll come back to the link zone.
Yeah, it's too little too late for Adrian. Got the spurt in the third, but this has been Belleville's game.
Oh, the Lynx with a 2-goal lead, 3 seconds left. We'll see if maybe this one won back and gonna keep it. And Lindenwood-Belleville going to the championship game in 2019. And what an effort for the Lynx.
Plain and simple. And you hear the cheering in the background. Plain and simple, Lindenwood-Belleville the better team in this game. And deservedly going to the national championship game. Adrian gave it, they gave it all they had in the third period, but they were outplayed in the first 2. And by the time you got the one power play goal, by the time, they made some kind of an adjustment, it was too late in the third.
Kind of hard to win a 60-minute hockey game when the other team ends up outplaying you for about 40 of those minutes. I think what we saw in the last 20 was a little bit more of kind of what we expected coming to this game.
Yeah. The third period was more along the lines of what we expected, but the tenacious forecheck of Lindenwood-Belleville through the first 2 periods is really what rode this game. And Adrian couldn't figure it out for 2 periods. They finally got something going on in the third, but, congratulations to Lindenwood-Belleville moving on to the championship.
And if you're Lindenwood-Belleville, one more game, 3 o'clock tomorrow. You wait the winner of Miami and Liberty, and we'll send it down to Casey Roll with Kat Hanna.
Coach, a national championship appearance against the #2 team in the country. How rewarding is this win?
Oh my God, this is the first. I'm elated. And the girls, they couldn't have brought a better game today. We let up a little bit, but the win's a win, and we're going to the ship, so we're really happy and excited about that. It was really nice to see us play a full game as well. We struggled a little bit against Grand Valley, but they put up one heck of a fight. They played very well, and we're just really excited to be here.
Coach, 24 hours ago, Grand Valley State nearly eliminated this team in a do-or-die game. 24 hours later, the Lynx have a chance to win a national championship, either Miami or Liberty. Do you have a preference on who you'd like to play?
No, I don't care. We don't care. We honestly don't care. One of the things is this team has a fight. That's how we're built. So I expect us to come out tomorrow the same way we did today, and we don't care who we play tomorrow.
Going up against this Adrian team, had not allowed a power play goal entering play. 3 for 5 on the women advantage. What did you see in your unit?
Just move the puck. You know, we use each other. We trust each other a lot. And that unit, they met before the game. They knew what they wanted to do. We had a clear game plan. We were confident in ourselves, and they executed. That was the bottom line.
Your freshman netminder Hannah Stone made 24 saves. How big has she been this tournament?
She's been our rock like all year long. And as a freshman, we have 12 freshmen here. So that's the other remarkable thing is we're a really young team. We're graduating 3 players. That's it. And so it's promising for the future as well, and that's very exciting.
Well, for the 3 players, they will play one more game tomorrow in the national championship. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the time.
Boz? Well, it's going to be 5 days and 5 games, and that's how you're going to have to win a national championship. And right now, Lindenwood-Belleville trying to accomplish it the hard way.
Yeah, they probably gave Coach a couple of gray hairs after all of it, but she said it. They played a full 60. There was a little bit of a let-up, but they were the dominant team through the first 2 periods of play. They are certainly deserving of going to the national championship game. They outplayed an excellent Adrian Bulldogs team, number 2 in the nation, but Lindenwood-Belleville deserving of a finals appearance.
Well, we'll figure out who Lindenwood-Belleville will play in about 30 minutes as Miami of Ohio and the Liberty Flames will duke it out to see who will play the Lindenwood-Belleville Lynx in that national championship game. For everyone here at the ACHA Network, for Casey Roll, Brett Luthner, Boz Echevarri, wishing everyone to have a good night. And the Lynx moving on to the national championship. Take care, everyone.